I'm just going through the passage very quickly because there's no time for us to annotate today. I'm just going to go through and I'll get to the answers, okay? So as I was saying earlier, I'm highlighting specific details or pieces of information that will be relevant to the questions that I'm going to answer later. So lecture theatre, students, complete their research, okay? These are all important pieces of information that will help me to answer my question later, okay? Then in the second paragraph, the noon tram was just trundling around the corner. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this. This kind of tells me that this is not Singapore, right? Because we don't have trams trundling around the corners of our streets, okay? My goal was to get to a popular steakhouse, okay? So I'm going to highlight this. This is the destination that my author is headed towards. And the clerks would pour out of the palace gate. So that's interesting. I'm going to highlight this as well. The palace gate, this suggests to me that this city has a palace, right? And that the palace is a place where kings will usually reside, right? Royalty will usually reside. Getting down 2 stops later, I saw my colleague, Sompot, waving frantically at me. So I'm going to highlight this because the name Sompot is quite suggestive, right? Which we will confirm later about the location of this story, okay? Then next paragraph, what's up, I asked. Just at the moment, I noticed a distinct odor, right? So let's highlight that, a distinct odor. Now, the reason why the author has not chosen the word fragrance, but rather has chosen the word odor, would suggest to me that this is not exactly a pleasant smell, right? The word odor kind of reflects a more negative connotation, okay? It was one of pungent vegetable decay. Let's highlight this. So this is the nature of the smell. It's pungent and it's plant matter, okay? It's pungent, it's strong smelling, and it's plant matter, right? I saw stacks of green oblong-like balls, okay? Green oblong-like balls the size of rugby balls. This is a description of the fruit, okay? Oblong would be slightly spherical, but more elongated. So it's kind of like an oval, but it's 3-dimensional oval, okay? An oblong is a 3-dimensional oval shape. The size of rugby ball. So you can imagine the size of a rugby ball, kind of like this big, yeah? Kind of like you can hold it in your hands, okay? And with sharp spikes on them. Again, this is describing obviously the durian, right? It's an oblong-shaped green object with a pungent smell and spikes all over it, okay? Like lumps of pointy metal, pointy iron used to crush helmeted skulls in combat war. This is likening it to like a mace. You know, a mace is like a weapon of war in olden times that had a ball and a spike at the end of it that was used to crush armor and to like attack people, right? That was medieval weaponry, okay? So it's likened to, it's like using a simile to liken the durian to an offensive weapon, right? In terms of its smell as well as its function. Okay, so Bangkok is a city full of smells. So this is linked to what we are examining, okay? Some enticing, some distinctly offensive. Let's highlight this distinctly offensive because that means that this smell is not pleasant. It's actually quite offensive, right? And this one comes under that category, right? So the second category is an offensive smell. So the durian to the author is not a pleasant smell. It's offensive. And of course, we know offensive means not good. Okay, so you've got a wonderful treat coming. So this is ironic, right? Sompot thinks that it's going to be a treat, but the author already dislikes the smell. Can you see the irony here? Right? The opposite to what Sompot expects is the author's response. Okay, so sit down and order a drink. I suggest cold water. Sompot smiled and disappeared out of the steak shop. So notice here that they are already at the steak shop, right? Sompot, as well as the author, have arrived at the steak shop. And now Sompot has gone out of the steak shop to get some durians, right? To introduce to the author, okay? I saw him lifting and sniffing one of the unfriendly looking fruit, okay? So this is yet another clue to suggest to you that the author does not like the durian, right? It's pungent, it's unpleasant, it's offensive, it looks like a weapon of war, and now it's unfriendly looking. Okay, can you all see that it's very suggestive about the attitude of the author towards the fruit, okay? And turning it as he checked his weight, the shopkeeper plunged his knife into the tough hide, okay? So here, again, a negative connotation. It's not tender, it's tough, right? Twisted it and broke the fruit into 2 pieces. In either half were several bright yellow blobs, like dinosaur eggs in a snug nest, okay? Again, not a pleasant image, not something that would evoke appetite. Okay, but the author is trying to layer on all these different references to show you that he doesn't like it lah. He doesn't like the durian. Okay, but you see, this is the unexpected outcome. I commence my love affair with the king of fruits. Okay, so somehow, against all expectations, the author develops a liking, love affair, right, for the smelly durian. In contrast to its outer appearance, the flesh was soft and creamy. And here you see suddenly the language shifts from offensive weapon, pungent smell, unfriendly look, to soft and creamy, melted in the mouth. Okay, happy symphony of banana, caramel, vanilla, and garlic or onion spread. Can you see the contrast here? Contrast and contradiction, everybody? Okay, so you can see the signposts, right? Contrast and contradiction, right? Actually, earlier on, there was word of the wise, right? You've got a wonderful treat coming, right? Actually, it's a word from the wise as well. So I plunged in and gorged out one piece after another, right? So gorge means to stuff your face, right? So it's obvious that the author has now become a convert to the taste of the durian. Okay, easy there. If you eat too much without taking a drink, you'll suffer heartburn and heatiness. Have some water first. I carried on, throwing caution to the wind. So this caution to the wind partner that you are going to define later is linked to how the author eats one piece after another without regard for his health, right? Without regard for heartburn or heatiness, right? So throwing caution to the wind is linked to that action. We'll come to that later, okay? So I'm going to go through the answers now. Are you all ready? Okay, so green pens or red pens at ready, okay? And then along the way, if you would like to, you can ask me some questions, okay? Okay, so what was the writer's occupation? I would say this is the answer. Okay, so here are the possible reasons. You can choose one of them, okay? Okay, so any of these possible reasons are acceptable, right? If you make the statement that the writer is a teacher or a lecturer, I will omit it, right? Because a lecturer is like a subgroup within the umbrella of teacher, right? Teachers can be instructors, teachers can be lecturers, teachers can be, tutors, right? All of these fall under the category of teachers. Okay, Adrian, are you following? Adrian, are you following?
Yes, but what if what if I wrote like the writer was a teacher and he had students and he was also like running out of a university?
Okay, so if you include more than one reason, you will still get only 2 marks, right? But you will not lose any marks, okay?
Okay.
So I hope that answers your question. As long as you supply at least one supporting reason, one supporting piece of evidence, you will get the second mark. So 1 mark for teacher and 1 mark for evidence. If you give 2 pieces of evidence, you still get only 1 mark. But if one of your evidence is not correct, then you will get 0 for the evidence. Okay, so that's how the marking scheme goes. Any questions about this? No? Okay, let's go on very quickly. Okay, which 2-word phrase from line 6 to 10? Okay, right. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's the question here? There'll be a crowd moving about. Okay, which 2 words? Let's see. Okay, so yes, Ariel, let me just get this out. Okay, give me a minute. I apologize for the delay. Okay, yes. All right. Can you see my answer? Yes. Any questions about this? Pretty straightforward, right? you won't penalize here for your punctuation. So it doesn't matter if you capitalize it or if it's a small letter P, perfectly fine. Okay. But any additional words will render your answer incorrect. It has to be a 2-word phrase. So I'm going to highlight this here, right? So if you add additional words, then it will not be acceptable. Okay, so I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to move on to the next one. Okay. What was Sompot trying to do when he waved frantically to the writer? Okay. Okay. Sorry, let me just get this. Okay, maybe someone would like to volunteer to give this an answer before I write it out, so there's some engagement. Okay, Solomon, go ahead.
He was trying to get the writer's attention.
Very good, excellent. Okay, in a moment, for alternative answers. Okay, alternative answers. Adrian, go.
I wrote what Solomon wrote, but I also wrote he was trying to attract the writer's attention so he could speak to him.
Okay, but getting the writer's attention is the main objective of the waving. The waving doesn't imply speaking to him, but yes, you get 1 mark for that. Okay, it's a 1 mark question, so 1 point is enough. Nicholas?
I didn't put what Adrian said, but
Mm-hmm.
I said that he was waving frantically because it was to ask him to join him to eat durian.
Oh, no. That's incorrect. Let me explain to you why. Because at the point where Sompot was waving, do you think the writer knew that Sompot was asking him to join him for durian? No, right? He didn't know that. All the waving signified was trying to get his attention. It was only after he joined Sompot that he realized that that was Sompot's objective. So incorrect. Okay? Cannot. Jairus?
Can we write that Sompot saw him and wanted him to go over to him?
Okay, so wanted him to come over to join him, wanted him to come over, wanted him to join him, I accept. Okay, so the point of getting his attention was basically to get him to come over, right? So getting his attention, getting him to come over, getting him to join Sompot, all accepted. Okay, any other alternative answers? No? Good, excellent, let's go. Next, okay. So let's, can you all volunteer? Who wants to do it? Who wants to do them? Who wants to do it again? Okay, can I have Ariel do the first it? Can I have Duncan do the second them? Can I have okay, Nicholas do the third it? Yep, go. Ariel?
Please.
The what?
The stick.
Sorry, give me 1 minute. Having some technical difficulties. There's a bit of a lag. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Sorry, Mr. Bang has some lag problem. Okay. Okay. Ariel is absolutely correct. Thank you very much. The steak house. Okay, very good. Duncan.
Okay, I don't think my answer is correct, but for
Mm.
them, I wrote the green oblong light balls the size of rugby balls.
Okay, incorrect. Thank you, but you are right. Please mute yourself, okay? So what are the green oblong balls the size of a rugby ball? Can anyone tell me what are they? Yes, Hao Qian, go ahead.
The durians.
Yeah, so it is the durians, right? And it must be plural, okay? Because it's them, right? Them is plural. Therefore, my response must also be plural durians. If you write the durian singular, your answer is incorrect. Okay, so you must pay attention to the singularity or plurality of the answer as well. Okay, last one. It. Come, Nicholas.
The knife.
Be very careful here. Something is missing, right? So that is incorrect. Jairus?
The fruit.
Oh, no. It's definitely wrong. The knife is correct, but it's incomplete. Kanish? Kanish?
The tough
Can't hear you.
height.
Sorry?
The tough height.
No, it's not the durian, it's the knife, but it's not a complete answer. Joshua?
The knife the
Yeah.
shopkeeper was with. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you. Okay, let's go to line 22. Okay, let's go to line 22. Okay. Let's see. The shopkeeper plunged his knife into the tough hide, twisted it, and broke the fruit in 2 pieces. Did the shopkeeper twist the durian? No. What did the shopkeeper twist? He twisted the knife, right? He twisted the knife in order to open the durian up. Now, which knife was it? It was the shopkeeper's knife. Not just any random knife, but the shopkeeper's knife. So you must be very specific with your reference. Okay? Otherwise, you will leave out keywords, right? This is the trickiness of comprehension. Keywords matter. So pay attention to the keywords, okay? I'll answer your questions shortly, okay? Kanish, do you still have a question? If not, please lower your hand. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Let's move on. Okay, I think we all can see the answers quite clearly. Okay, now why did Sompot have to handle the durians gingerly? This is a 2-mark question. So there are 2 points here that have to be elaborated on in order to get you the full 2 marks. Who would like to try? Okay, Kanish, you're first to the chase. Go ahead.
The durian had sharp spikes.
Okay, stop there. That's 1 mark, right? Good. Shani, would you like to add to it, to add the 2nd mark?
He did not want to drop it on the floor.
No, right? If you think about it, durians are pretty hardy, right? Even if you do drop them on the floor, nothing will happen to them, right? Okay, at most the spikes will be bent, but it doesn't really affect the quality of the durian. So this is a bit of an author and me. You have to think logically, right? If you handle durians carefully, why are you handling them carefully? Because they have sharp spikes. And what will the sharp spikes lead to or cause? Brian? Sorry, Lucas, go ahead.
And he could hurt himself.
Yeah, okay, there you go, right? So the spikes could hurt him, or the spikes could pierce his skin, okay? Which could hurt or pierce him, okay? So that's the reason why he has to handle it carefully. First of all, it's very spiky. And second of all, because these spikes might lead to an injury of some sort or hurt of some sort, okay? Jairus, go ahead.
What if you wrote it will hurt somebody?
Generally, is it not hurt him, right? As long as I see the word hurt, it's fine because I'm talking generally about durians here. So
Yeah.
yes, I'll accept. Yeah. So if you only wrote hurt somebody, right? That's 1 mark only, right? So you have to talk about what is it about the durian that hurts people. It's the sharp spikes. Sharp spikes hurt somebody or sharp spikes hurt him, okay? Solomon, do you have a question? Please go ahead.
Instead of hurt/pierce, can I write poke?
Okay, I'll accept it. Though you do know that poke is a rather colloquial, informal way of saying pierce, right? Okay. Not the best, but I'll accept it. Okay. Anybody else? Kanish, do you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
What if we say he needed to check its weight?
No lah, that's not the reason why you have to handle it gingerly, right? You're handling something gingerly or carefully. It's not because you're trying to check its weight. Don't you agree? Right? You're trying to handle it carefully. So it's because it can hurt you. That's why you're handling it carefully. Nothing to do with its weight. Okay, so you must always go back to the question. The problem is that you want to put an answer, but your answer may not always correspond to the question. So be careful in the way that you read and respond to the question. The question is king, right? What the question wants, that is what you must give, okay? Not just any other details. Duncan, do you have a question?
Can I write spiky?
Can you read your full answer so I can evaluate it?
I wrote it is fragile and spiky, but I know it can't be fragile. So I just want to ask, does spiky give me 1 mark?
It is spiky, but your 1 mark has been negated by fragile because fragile is not true. The durian is not fragile. So you end up with a net 0. Do you understand why? Because one of the facts was incorrect. Don't introduce incorrect facts. Otherwise, they might take away from your existing marks. If you did not write fragile, you would have gotten a mark for spiky. Okay? Good. Yes, Shani?
If I wrote this answer and dropping it on the floor, do I get the 2 mark, or do I lose marks from writing
No, the dropping on the floor is not relevant, but it is not factually incorrect, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. So you just get the 1 mark. You don't get 1 mark minus off. Okay, Ken? Yes, Hao Qian?
I wanted to ask if the second part, which I said he did not want to drop the durian and hurt himself, is it correct?
He did not want to drop the durian and hurt himself, as in drop the durian on his foot, is it? Kind of thing. Okay, but I only give you 1 mark for the hurt himself. The drop the durian does not count. Do you understand? So the dropping durian on the foot is just 1 point about hurting himself. Okay, so you get 1 mark for that. Okay, I'm sorry, we have to move on. Is that okay if I move on to question 6? Okay, nod your heads if you can. All right, awesome. So what did the author do when he was throwing the cautions? So this one I actually gave you all the answer, right? Would someone like to just rephrase it for me? Someone who hasn't answered yet can? Anyone who hasn't answered yet? Can you volunteer? So we can land this thing quickly. Hello. Solomon answered before already. Okay. Kanish answered before already. Okay, somebody else. Jeanette, go.
He was eating a new durian.
Okay, he was eating the durian. Okay, so he was eating the durian, actually factually not very correct lah. Okay, he wasn't just starting, right? He was continuing to eat the durian. So he ate, right, many durians, many seeds of durian. Okay, so he didn't care, right?
I wrote he ate another durian.
Oh, he ate. It's not just 1 more, right? It's many more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so no, not correct. It's not just 1 more, it's many more, okay? So he ate many seeds of durian, okay? And that's what he did. And what did he not do? Remember, throw caution to the wind, right? He don't care. So he ate a lot, and he also didn't do something. Okay, Nicholas?
I just
Solomon?
want
Yes?
I just wanna ask, can I put he continued eating the durian without drinking water?
So the without drinking water is the correct second part, okay? And the first part is also correct, okay? He ate many seeds, continued eating more durian without drinking water. Very good. Okay, so the without drinking water is the minus lah. So the plus is he ate lots of durian. The minus is he didn't drink any water. Okay, so plus minus. Alternative answer. I know there's an error. Yes.
No, without.
Yeah, corrected. Done. Okay. Solomon, do you have a question? No? Okay. Please unraise your hands. Hao Qian, do you have a question? Okay, good. Kanish, do you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
I put he was going to eat the durian in record speed.
No, it's not the speed, it's the quantity. Okay, so you must be very careful. It's not how fast he was eating, but it's how much he was eating. So be very careful. It's throwing caution to the wind, right? It's not about the speed, it's about how much he was eating. It will cause heartburn or it will cause heatiness, right? That was in the passage. Okay. Solomon, please unraise your hand. Lower your hand, please.
I'm asking a question.
Oh, okay. Wait, Lucas? Lucas, no? Do you have a question, Lucas? Okay, all right. Solomon, go ahead.
Can you write he was ignoring somewhat advice?
Yeah, but you have to say what is his advice. So no, cannot. Okay? Not acceptable. All right, thank you. All right, let me move on. Question 7. Okay, so the color is green. Okay, yes, Lucas. What is it?
For the texture, is it spiky?
Yes, thank you for volunteering that answer. Very good. You might as well tell me what's the shape also, since you are here.
Roundish.
No lah.
Roundish.
No, please don't introduce new words. There is a word, a perfectly serviceable word in the passage that you could have used. Don't use roundish, Adrian.
What if I said that the texture was tough?
No, it's not tough. It's spiky. The texture of the skin is not rough. It's tough. It's spiky. Incorrect. Somebody please give me the shape. Jairus?
oblong-like.
Yep, thank you. The word is oblong. Oblong good enough. Oblong is the shape. Don't need oblong-like. But if you write oblong-like, I still accept. Okay? Fine.
Mr.
Okay.
Bang,
Yep.
for texture, can we write sharp?
Is sharp a texture? No lah, it's not, okay? Sharp is not a texture, okay? Sharp is a description, right? Texture is like rough, smooth, right? Spiky, right? So it's not in the same class or category, so no. Okay, I will say sharp is not acceptable. Thank you. Adrian? Hello, Adrian? Adrian? Can't hear you.
Sorry, my internet connection isn't so good.
Okay, no worries. Can you give me the answer for flesh color? Anyway, since you're here.
Yellow.
Yep, thank you. Awesome. That's all I needed. Yes, Nicholas, go ahead. What is it?
Can I put my answer as bright yellow?
Sure. As long as you have the word yellow, I'll accept it. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the I'm just gonna tell you the process, no time to debate about the sequence, That's it, Okay. There's no alternative answer for sequence anyway. Okay. All good? Okay, 2, 1, 3. All good? Okay. This one, I'm just gonna give you true, false, true, then y'all give me the evidence, okay? If your answer is incorrect at the true, false level, then it is incorrect, even if you have the correct reason, okay? We all know that true, false is the gateway, Then the reason becomes the supporting evidence, okay? So the writer was in a hurry to get to his destination, which was, of course, the steakhouse, right? So how do we know this? What was the reason? What do we see from the passage that shows he was in a hurry? Anyone, someone. How Tian go?
The writer needed to get to the steakhouse before noon.
Nope, incorrect. I'm looking for evidence in his behavior that shows that he was in a hurry. Okay, Joshua? I'm not asking for why he is in a hurry. I'm asking how we know he's in a hurry, Joshua?
He rushed out of the
Mm.
he rushed out of the lecture theater and jumped down 3 flights of stairs.
Okay, as long as you have rushed out of the theater, good enough. Okay, you have additional detail, that's fine. But rushed out of the lecture theater is the key. All right. As long as you have this, I'm happy. All right. Yes, Kanish. Did you raise your hand, Kanish? No? Okay, let's move on. Second one, writer did not like the treat his colleague gave him. False, right? So the treat, by the way, is the durian that Songpot treated him to, right? So false, right? Didn't, okay. So what is the evidence that he liked it? What's the evidence that he liked it? Okay. Let me call on somebody else. Javier? Javier, are you there? Yes, very good. Absolutely. Okay. The fact that he ate many of them shows you that he liked them. Okay. Ariel, third one. I'm sorry, were you going to check something, Ariel? Yep. No? Okay, last one. Pieces were small. True or false? False, right?
False. They were like dinosaur eggs. They were the size of dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, very good. Generally, right, dinosaurs are big, right? So therefore, dinosaur eggs are big lah. Okay. So therefore, they are not small, they are big by virtue of the simile that they are likened to. Okay. Yes, very good. Sorry. Very good. We are on track to finishing. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, never mind. Okay. Last one. Yay, we're here. We did it. Good job, everybody. 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, Okay. Okay, so I need you to give me 2 reasons why the durian's appearance and taste differ. I remind you that this is a comparison question. Whenever we are comparing 2 things, if you do not provide one of the 2 things, both are wrong. Do you understand? Anytime there's a comparison question, when you don't give one of the 2 things you're comparing, both are wrong. So you need to give me part by part. Okay, yes, Ganesh, go ahead. First part.
The outer covering of the durian looks threatening.
Okay.
And then the thing it contains is plump and tasty.
Okay, well done. The appearance is threatening. But in this case, the word threatening is used because you're talking about how it looks like a weapon of war, right? It looks like a mace, right? Okay. But the interior is delicious, right? The inside is creamy and soft, right? Good. I accept Kanish's answer. Thank you. Jairus?
What if we wrote that
Mm.
thought the durian looked unfriendly, but when he
Mhm.
ate the durian,
Mhm.
he thought it tasted delicious?
Yeah, very good. Same principle. The looking threatening, looking unfriendly is the same, okay? But it tasted delicious. Same thing. Very good. Contrast between appearance and taste. Good. Nicholas, go.
Can I put the answer as he thinks the durian's appearance looked dangerous,
Okay. So you use the word dangerous. But
but he thinks that the taste is delicious.
okay. Dangerous but delicious. Yes, absolutely. So my point is, if you contrast the appearance to the taste, you're in good hands. But if you forget to put the second part, right, it's 0. So this answer is either 2 or 0. Very difficult to get 1 mark. Okay. Duncan?
I wrote the same thing as the second one, but I wrote, but its taste was better.
What do you mean by better? Do you mean it tasted better than it looked? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I accept that. Since you are still comparing between appearance and taste, yes, but be very careful. Try not to introduce words that are not in the passage unless you're very confident. Hao Tian?
I just wanted to say about the question 9B.
Yep. What about it?
Can I use the answer the writer comments his love affair with the durian?
No, because you cannot copy that sentence. It needs explanation. What do you mean by love affair with the durian? So no, cannot. You must clearly state that his eating of many seeds shows you that he likes the durian. Commencing love affair, how did he commence his love affair? There's not enough detail. It's not explicated. It's not explained properly. Okay, so no, not acceptable. Joshua?
He thought it was a vegetable decay, but he loved the taste of it.
Okay, so now you're comparing the smell of the vegetable decay to the taste, right? Ordinarily, I would accept it, but here I cannot. Do you know why I cannot accept it, Joshua? Tell me why.
I have no idea.
What is the question saying?
The taste and its appearance, not the smell.
Exactly. Can you see now where you went wrong? So reading the question is crucial. Remember, the question is king, right? What the question asks for, the question must get. You can add a lot of details. You can add 10 details. But if none of them answer the question, you get none of the marks. So do you understand about the importance of reading the question carefully? Thank you, Joshua, for bringing that up, because that brings up a very important principle, okay? Of reading the question. Yeah.
So do I get 1 mark or 0?
0, my friend, 0. Because you've compared two wrong things. You did not compare between the appearance and the taste. You compared between the smell and the taste, which means your comparison is incorrect. Not just the smell is incorrect. Got it? Okay, so that's why comparison questions are very tricky. You must make sure both ends of the comparison are correct. Otherwise, you will suffer with both marks being penalized. So be very alert when you encounter comparison questions. They are the ones that tend to take away the most number of marks. Okay, everybody, thank you for your attentiveness. You guys have been great. Did you all have any other questions to ask me? If not, I'm going to end the session. Yeah, I don't want to keep you all too late. So have a good rest. There's no need to do too much revision. I think you are pretty much ready for tomorrow. Just be alert, right? And remember the question types and look at the marks allocation. And try your best to answer the questions first. And then if you have extra time, go and check and annotate if you see it. So I have good news for you. It's not going to be a full 10 questions. There'll be less than 10 questions for the comprehension section, okay? So you will have a bit more time, right? But it's still going to be close to 10. It's not like it's going to be like only 3 questions or something like that. There'll be at least, I think, 5 to 7 questions, okay? So please budget your time carefully. Half an hour is not a lot of time. Can everybody, any questions? If not, then that's all for today. Thank you, everybody. I'll end the recording now. If you have anything, stay behind. Otherwise, goodbye. See you tomorrow.